Welcome everyone to Hammered and Cheese, where we have figured out some part of technology and learned how to go portrait just for you.
Just for you.
That's right. So I am Dion the Giant Marble, and with me is my ever-present chef de cuisine. I don't know what you want to. How do you want to?
Boyardee's nuts.
Chef Boyardee's nuts. Welcome everyone. Well, if you didn't know, if you hadn't watched us the last couple of weeks, we do have one of our viewers, one of my close personal friends, Arik. He sent us this book, Polish Cookery. So what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of older cookbooks, they have they don't have pictures, I'll tell you that, and they have instructions. So we went through them, and there are a few things we found. One of the things we're doing today is it's pastry with, it's supposed to be wild or domestic duck, your choice, depending on your locality. But today, are we using duck or are we using chicken? I think you said
we're using chicken.
We are using chicken. Another wild fowl.
I could have gone down to Chinatown. I didn't feel like it. I wasn't trying to go downtown. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, listen, going downtown to Chinatown isn't for everybody. Let's be honest.
I don't mind. I like Chinatown. I just didn't want to go downtown. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, listen. Going downtown isn't for all men. Let's be honest. Just one of those things, people, and that doesn't make them bad.
It depends on the chick. If it depends on the chick.
Listen. There's a level of intimacy. That's fine. And when you're going downtown, it's a thing. So, what do you have for us so far today, sir?
Okay, so I actually braised some chicken with a little bit of bacon. That's what it asked for. It said bacon or pork. I elected bacon. Can you see it?
We do see it. Here, let me make it a little bit bigger.
Fucking delicious.
It is. Well, listen. Everyone knows that when you do something like that, you have to have a little bit of a taste. Make sure it's palatable. Okay, that's just how chefery works. Okay.
Yeah, the recipe called for it. I used all the things that the book asked me to. The only thing I didn't have was leeks. Wasn't really looking for leeks, or I didn't really look that hard for leeks. I just chose to use radishes instead. I was like, Polish, Russian, same thing.
Don't tell anyone else that. They'll get mad at you. That is just how that works.
That's my whole thing.
So I'm downloading a couple pictures for the recipe in case anyone would like. I'm going to.
When was the book published? I can look it up right now.
The book was published quite some time ago.
Where do you find that? Do you know, in the book?
It would be in the front couple pages. Let's see. Victoria looks tasty already, and walkie talkies are neat. Hey guys, any idea when the book was published? Maybe I missed that part. No, we barely can read, so we're using the numbers in the book to tell us everything. When was it published? It'll be on the opening. When you open the book, it should be in there. It'll be 1958. Okay, why didn't you just green onion to replace the leeks? That's a good question instead of radishes.
Victoria always be asking me questions like I know answers.
Hey man, she's my wife.
Because I'm not Chinese and I didn't know they were the same thing.
Hey, it's Victoria. You have to be patient with them, okay? The whites don't know these things. And listen,
that is true. Listen, the whites don't know these.
The whites don't know this, but listen, Cole is also one of my blackest friends. So I mean, it goes both ways. Kyle says that is about.
I'm too white for every other race, but even the whites won't claim me.
No, definitely. And the thing is, you're too liberal to be Southern, because it's like you're Southern, but then you're like, he's nice to old people and stuff. It's a thing, right?
I'm really not. When am I nice to old people?
You're molding them on. They aren't the same thing, but they are similar enough and have similar flavor profile. I mean, listen, ultimately it worked out, and that's what matters. That's the most important thing, but whatever. So now, let me see here. I did pull up these pictures. So this is for the pastry. It's pastry of wild or domestic duck. That's the recipe there. We have a little more for cream pastry, some more information, but that is what we're working
That's a
on.
great pictures, right?
I mean, you did take great pictures, and it's appreciated, sir. It's appreciated. So let's see. 1958, you boys will be cooking with lead and radioactive substances to receive the original taste.
Yeah. And everything's boiled.
It adds a little bit of tang. Walkie talkies are neat. There's a little bit of radioactive, a little extra crunch, a little extra, it makes your vision pop. That's basically how that works. Anyways, what are we doing now? So we've already braised what will be stuffed into the pastry.
Right.
Right
The
now.
only reason I did that before the show is because it takes an hour. So
Right.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
you get the point. So
I get the point, but we have seen it. So that is actually, you know what, Cole, it's almost like a chicken pot pie. I mean, that's kind of what it is, right? Like that's the idea. But
it's
if you want
handheld, right? That's the handheld chicken pot pie, essentially, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea.
So
I didn't choose the wrong thing, did I?
No, you're fine. But I was gonna say, if you want to send me a picture of the braised meat, send it with take a picture of it and send it to me, and that way I can show people up.
I can do that, I guess.
I mean, listen, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. It's only a matter of time.
Where is my light?
So what we're going to do here, everyone, is we're going to be making the pastry. It's going to be very exciting, but also too, it's like realistically, it's essentially we're making a stuffed handheld pie. So far we have braised the other stuff, and we're going to be working towards that. I feel like there is going to be some interesting stuff happening. That's for sure. But remember, that is the idea behind baking, is there are things you can substitute and replace, but if you use all the right spices and everything, it can really come across well. And that is kind of one of those things. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that originally pastries were meant only as a casing. So oh, Jesus Christ. As if you're trying to make me fat just with the visuals. Oh, geez. The second close up, I feel personally attacked, Cole. Pause in action. Kyle contest booked him. Oh yeah, so let me pull it up on my computer here, Kyle, and that way I can share it with everyone. So in case you guys didn't know, we also do shows with other people. So there's Atlas, we do Generation Dan, him and I. Cole does with Atlas Last Minute History. Now for a while, Kyle was also doing Sketched Out with Cole, and now let me just pull this up, Kyle, so I can show it to everyone. One of the things that Kyle is doing is actually in a contest. Let me just pull it up here. So this is it. It is called The Face of Horror, so please feel free to Google it. Currently, Kyle, as you can see his picture, which looks fantastic, is in first place. So this is the first round. So please go to it and link it up. Now we were going to try and put a link in there. So Kyle, if you can try and put in the comments, it may work. You may have to do it through mine. I'm not sure if you can do it through Cole's, but Walkie Talkie says, go Kyle. Absolutely. So we've already started vote. You can vote every day. A little while ago, I think the same process was used. I was in that course or the attempt for Cook with Carla Hall or some favorite chef. So you can vote every day. There are only 9 days, 4 hours, 20 minutes, and 46 seconds counting. So please go vote for Kyle. So because it is very cool. Because let's be honest, that picture, he looks like the face of horror. So let's just
a vote for Kyle is a vote for Kyle.
I mean, yeah, vote daily. Check it out, everyone. But drink of the day. What are we doing? Polish vodka.
Polish vodka to go with it. And I looked up, I was like, what do Polish people drink with their vodka? And the only thing I could come up with was the juice. They were just like juice. They weren't even specific. They were just like juice. So I got orange, strawberry, banana, because I was like, well, we'll get all the juices.
I mean, that's fair. The drink that remember the one I made you? That was also Polish vodka. So I have it's called Zebrówka, and it's made with bison wheat. Okay. It has a little bit of an interesting taste to it, but I will do 1 part that vodka, 1 part cranberry juice, 1 part OJ. Now, if you get good cranberry juice and good OJ, it does make a bit of a difference, but you do 1 part of each. You do not tell that there's alcohol in it. I made it for Cole, and he was like, "Oh, that's going to be dangerous." So that one will get you taken apart very quickly, and you won't even realize it. So drink it sparingly. But Cole is drinking pasta or Polish vodka and juice, and let's be honest, he may not last the hour. So, yeah. Thank you, everyone. Back to our... Sorry,
I've already had like 4 of them. I'll be all right.
We'll see. Yeah. So thank you, everyone. Please support Kyle Petrila at. He's currently #1. So if you want to be part of something amazing, like we are here, right? Because if you wanted to come to something amazing here, clearly, but check out our Facebook. We are trying to share it as much as possible so Kyle can get voted on. But he is #1. If not in your hearts, in your nightmares, and that's what matters. So fair. All right. On with the pastry making.
The only thing that's #1 in my heart is cholesterol.
And diabetes.
No diabetes.
Maybe a little bit. A little splash of diabetes. A little diabetes for taste, just to add a little bit of flavor, everyone. But yeah, so okay. I don't know. How do you guys feel? Like, look, the history of the pie, okay, was that it was intended as a casing. So people could take it into a mine, and then when lunchtime came, they would open the pie and eat the insides. Now, it was much later on that people realized, hey, we can add sweetened things like honey and sugar and molasses to bread and make it much more edible. So in that case, then the pie where you would eat the entire thing became the thing. But also the idea of a hand pie, there is something to it because every culture has some variation of a hand pie. Okay, whether it looks the same, that they all look differently, but there's always something on the go, and I think that's a very interesting idea when it comes to those things, because there are a few things that are constantly done in civilizations. One of them is making alcohol. Bread is another one, is an earmark of a civilization, and also meat. Certain meats or spiced meats are also traditional of every culture out there. They always have those 3 things. Like, it'll be a specific alcohol that is a norm, a bread that is traditional, and then a type of spice meat. You don't know what the fuck
you're talking about, for the record.
I know everything, just to be very clear. And feel free to ask. Walkie Talkie Janine says, never knew that about pastry. Yeah, of course. Also, always add spices to your flour, everyone. Those are very key things that a lot of people don't realize is very important. It makes a big difference. Even your salad.
Old fucking recipes, they don't tell you to do that.
No, that's a learned thing over time, right?
Yeah, because they didn't have fucking seasonings back then.
True. Well, they weren't as available as they are now. Remember, there was a thing called the Spice Road, and that was literally to transfer spices from places where they could grow to places they couldn't grow, right? And also remember, the harvesting of spices is also a industrious process. So it's usually like picking fruit and things of that nature. It can be quite labor intensive. So there are times that those things would become quite monumental in the gravity of the world's economic transitions. But okay, so we added some spices. I'm assuming some salt and pepper. And remember, this is a savory pie, so you act accordingly when it comes to that. And it's
salt, pepper, garlic, onion, and parsley.
There you go. So. And remember too, is you want to make sure the flavor profile matches or is complementary to the innards, right? Like, you wouldn't want to make a sweet pastry with a savory inside. That will be confusing to everybody. Okay. Let's see here.
Well, I just kind of did all the seasonings that the braid asked for, so perfect. I stay true to the dish,
All right. So Walkie Talkie Janine just gave us a little history here. During the luxurious Christmas banquet given by the Duke of Milan, the dessert got burnt. A young cook called Tony came up with a rich brioche bread filled with raisins and candied fruit. The Duke loved it, and so the traditional of panettone was born. Later in 1821, panettone became a symbol of liberty in Italy. If you've ever had panettone, let's be honest, the only one that's good is the chocolate one. If you find fruit in it, that was given to you by your enemy, and they do not like you. Just an FYI. I apologize, everyone. I do have a bit of I'm having a little bit of irritation in my lungs and stuff. I assume
You
that.
sick, bro?
Well, I assume whatever poison my wife is using is finally working, and I'm going to be going soon. So, and I appreciate that walkie-talkie. So, as I just said with regards to panettone, walkie-talkies you need. Just admit Dino is 100% correct about the panettone. That is, yeah. If you receive a panettone with fruit, that is your enemy. They have declared war. It's fair. It's you only learn that when you are friends with Italian people, and then you realize how important those things are. But the chocolate one is delicious. I would say every year they always come up with a bunch of them. We go down to Italy quite regularly, and we try and get some stuff. But every time we see them, they're very large. What is it you are adding, sir?
Minus 2 tablespoons of vinegar. All
Interesting.
for what it says in the book. I'm trying to follow this book as much as I can.
Yeah, of course.
Then there's like, you know what's crazy is I'm trying to read this book, and I've never read a cookbook in my life ever.
Yeah.
And I'm already because of my like credentials, I'm like, I already know.
Yeah.
Why this book has never come to me before.
I mean, yeah, well, there's that. This is the thing too, is like cookbooks are very particular, right? Like, so when it comes to baking and pastry and stuff, those can be a lot more. Just throw in a hunk of butter. I appreciate you, Cole.
There's not even enough butter. That's what I'm following the book, bro.
Hey, no.
I'm making this the pastry shell.
Hey, man, nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you. I think a lot of people.
This is a pound of butter. I don't even know how much a pound of butter even is.
It would be like a big block, like the 4 sticks.
Jesus Christ.
That's probably be a pound. Just please do not make traditional haggis. I mean, I don't think Polish people make haggis, but if it's in there, we might. Who knows? It'll be interesting.
Yeah, you're right, Dino.
I mean, can you imagine though? I feel like that would be like, because then you have to feed it to your family. Yeah. Even walkie-talkies you need is like a pound of butter is a lot. It's a lot.
How much it says? It's a pound of butter.
Yeah, well, hey, if it's a pound of butter. I mean, yeah. A pound should be 4 sticks.
It says on the box.
I don't know. Hey, that'll be one of those things.
Gotta microwave this shit.
Yeah, that'll be good. Let's see here, there, and
they didn't have no microwaves back then.
No, they didn't. But you know what? Like, realistically, that's the hard part, right? Like, some of technology that we've had has definitely benefited. What? We're having a.
My mom almost started a fire with her foot massager.
She already almost started a fire? Fantastic.
Yeah. It's not even in the kitchen. No, yeah, in the bedroom.
Why did she start a fire not even in the kitchen? That's counterproductive.
I started a fire. Yeah, why did you start a fire, Mom?
Just know, everyone, then domestic violence is alive and well in Cole's house. That's fine.
I almost set a restaurant on fire before, so I can't really hate.
I mean, listen, fire is scary because it can get out of control real quick. But you know
what I hate about almost starting a fire by accident is like after you put it out, then everybody wants to ask you why you did that, like you did it on purpose.
Oh,
like, of course. Could y'all chill out? I don't know. I didn't know. Okay.
I mean, I feel like if you also put it out, they should be respectful and be like, "Hey, at least you took care of your own problem, right?" Like, no, like that's the least that they should probably be. You know, you don't have to be mean.
They're like, why did you do that? And I was like, yeah, I did it on purpose. My bad. I didn't know. I didn't know that starting a fire was wrong.
Look, in their generic defense, let's be honest, you do seem to be a guy who would probably enjoy starting a fire.
That's my brothers, man, not me.
That's your brothers? Well, I
Not
mean,
yet. Grayson and Carson.
Did you tell that my manager at work thought you were going to kidnap me or some shit?
No, I didn't.
He was
I don't
So
know.
did you ever ask more about that, Mom?
fucking asking me. He was like, I mean, I don't know. Like,
He's seen me multiple times, like over the past couple
but
of
not
years.
with me. I
But he's seen me before.
don't know. I don't know what was going on. Like, I don't know if he thought you were like,
I've had conversations with him before.
I don't know. It's he was
I'm just-
genuinely freaked.
So I went in to Chick-fil-A today, where my mom works, and
Right.
asked like the front end manager.
Right.
I was like, "Hey, is my mom in the back seat or the back? Not the back seat.
Yeah.
The back is my mom in the back?" And he was like, "Yeah, who's your mom?" I was like, Amy."
Yeah.
And he like went back there, and evidently he was like to my mom. He's like, "Do you have a son?" And my mom was like, "I have a lot of sons." And so,
I live
and then he was like, "Well, do you have a really big one?" Like,
yeah, like he pointed like up here.
he pointed like
shit.
way up there, evidently. And like,
Is he a midget?
I
Like,
do
what?
have a big one. And he was like, "Well, there's somebody asking for you who's really big in the front."
Yeah.
It says you're yours. And like my mom got to the door, and there is like a window at the door. And he
Yeah.
was like, "Is it him? Is it him?" She hadn't even had time to look out the window.
I kind of leaned out. He's like, "Is it him?" It's like he was just so disturbed by your presence.
Hey,
Like, I don't know what was happening.
listen, if I come down there and your mom is still working at Chick-fil-A, I'm going to show up and be like, is Amy here? She's my mom. I need to talk to her, and just watch them shit their pants.
You should say,
Uh,
you should say, "Hey, you bring
yeah, I'll bring
Kyle?
Kyle. I'll bring Kyle
Bring
too. Yeah.
Kyle?" And both
We're
of them
Amy's-
like, is our mom back there?
Yeah. And she'll be like, we're here for Amy. She's our mom. And just watch them absolutely lose their mind. I feel like,
I should still be working there. I love this job. Like, so brainless. I love it.
I mean, listen, that is, if they pay you and you don't have to use your brain, that's a top tier job.
100%. I top lettuce and ignore the rest of the people. It's wonderful.
Those are hold on for dear life. So Walkie Talkies Are Neat just sent me a video because there's a viral video of a TikTok influencer setting a kitchen on fire, which is hilarious. I don't know if we can show that. Can we show that? What do you think?
I think we can.
Okay, so and then
Nobody's
please have
hurt,
salt,
right?
baking soda, fire extinguisher near.
Nobody gets hurt in the video, right?
Sorry,
Nobody gets hurt in the video.
I don't believe so. No, but let me see what I can
Yeah,
do.
it should be fine.
Hold
1
on.
cup of water. Where's the?
Let me just try and do this. Let's see what it could do. Because it seems like it's about 2 minutes long. I'm going to mute it, but I'm going to try and share it anyway. Because let's be honest, that's
Why
hilarious.
did I mute it?
Why do I mute? Well, I don't have to mute it. I'll do that anyway. Okay, it's fine. It's about 2 minutes long, but it will be entertaining. So she's live streaming
herself cooking, but it's not going so well. She's causing so much
So,
smoke.
that is a lot of smoke. That
Fire
is
alarm in her building.
dangerous. What,
Things are
bro?
about to get a lot worse.
Okay. Yo, that's fire. What is this? Oh, why would you put it?
Now she's in big trouble.
Oh,
I don't know
Oh
what to
my-
do, guys. I don't know what to do.
She
Okay,
runs out of
let's
her
be honest,
apartment
that's insane.
Screaming for help.
yeah.
Help!
What? Why would you leave the fire? Oh my God, this lady's leaving the fire. Oh my God,
I
this
was
is
like, I
just.
don't know what to do.
Kelly Jane Carone.
All right, I can't share that. That is just the dumbest person alive. I can't handle that. That is like honest. Okay, so let's do a little fire safety here, everyone. Just so you guys know, when it comes to dealing with stuff, I don't know what to do, guys. That's okay. In case of fire, there's two things. Number one, if a pan goes on fire, have a lid and close it. That's close it. That's rule number one. Okay, that will help. Also, turn off the heat, turn off all those things. Okay, this direct fire in your pan is probably not what you're looking for the best meal ever. So you may have to start over, but my advice would be cover it and move it over. Now, in case you do not have a cover, that is where, as walkie-talkies are neat, suggested, you can use salt. I wouldn't necessarily use salt because you can use salt for other things, but baking soda, fire extinguishers do cause significant amount of area damage, shall you say, but baking powder, baking soda, those things are good because they will snuff out the fire. Do not use flour. Do not use flour because flour can, when small particles like flour, because it's very, very small, when it is in the air, that can catch fire too. So don't do that. But yeah, definitely have those things handy. Fuel. Yeah. Can you imagine? God, I don't know. People like that are always terrifying. How goes the mixing in of the 1 pound of butter?
Fucking crazy. It's a lot of butter. It's a little thin. I have a little more flour.
I mean, hey, which Denzel Washington movie was that he did that?
There's a lot of movies, bro.
I mean, I remember it was
Come on.
Gone in 60 Seconds when Nick Cage went to see his brother and then the fire erupted and then he's like, he tried to put water on the fire on a stove and you're like, that's a mistake. Don't do that. And then it went bigger and then Nicolas Cage came in with the baking powder.
Trying to bang it out with a towel.
Yeah, don't do that. Having seen people try and do that as well, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. Try and do something different. But that's all right. Listen, ultimately, everyone, we appreciate your viewership. So please make sure to like and share this with all of your friends. Feel free to highlight it if you see a good clip of us reacting, or realistically, it's Equalizer. Yeah, an Equalizer. He knew how to do that too. Equalizer is great because it's got a lot of home remedies, like even where he cooks the honey and then uses it to close his wound, because honey is a good way to close it. You can also use super glue, duct tape, things like that. They're little ingenious things that will help you in your time of need. But whoo, that looks like it's mixing quite well.
Getting there. I don't know. I didn't ask for enough. I think, like, they didn't expect me to use a microwave. I feel like on the butter.
Oh yeah. He used flour as a reactant in Equalizer. Yeah. And in thing, because it was the second Equalizer, because his wife owned a bakery. I remember that. That's a good point, Victoria. Yeah.
There we go. Now it's still like.
There we go. All right. Now we're talking. Only one
Yeah,
way
I think they weren't like, because this is an old book. Microwaves weren't even invented yet. So like when I warmed up the butter, they're like, what the fuck?
Maybe. Only one way to close a wound: get a stapler and just say "pain don't hurt." Oh Jesus, walkie-talkies are neat. I mean, technically, but,
Pain don't hurt.
Pain don't hurt. Yeah, Roadhouse, baby. I watched the new one. I thought it was good. I liked it.
I like the new one. I mean, it's not like a masterpiece of a movie, but it was a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, but the last one wasn't either. So let's calm down.
I never saw the old one, so.
The old one was very good, but it was also like, the whole idea is it's based off of that the story of Walking Tall, where a guy comes back for the military, they harass him and treat him like shit, but it's like, oh, it's because they're all corrupt and pieces of shit. And then
right.
Where'd you go? Hey, what happened there? Nope, let's switch
What
that up. Well, no, so you just disappeared off the screen, but you're back now, and that's what's important. I didn't do shit. It just happened, and then you popped back on. You know what? Listen, you hosted my show for me yesterday, so calm down, sir.
Yeah, and I talked so much shit.
I mean, yeah, I'm glad it was on my channel. You bastard. Did you guys put it on my channel too?
Yeah, of course.
I love it. That's why a few people commented on mine. They're like, we prefer it side by side instead of top to bottom. I'm like, yeah, me too, but vertical is where it's at. It's apparently, this helps us get a lot more viewership, everyone. So we appreciate you greatly, and thank you for your support. It means
So
a
you
lot.
guys like this better? Is it because it's on your phone or whatever? Is that what you're telling us?
Well, it's the side by side. It gives you a bigger picture of everyone, but like realistically, I think this is okay. I'm just trying to. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, in the end, I find that you can really learn a lot more when it comes to cooking, when you really try some unique stuff. What is all that? And I can't see everything. Hold on. That is bacon and that is chicken. Delicious. Throw me back in here. All right. Yeah, I thought Roadhouse was pretty good. It was enjoyable. You know what? Like realistically, it's just a fun time. And Jake Gyllenhaal, I don't know, man. I am a fan of him, of his. I don't know why.
Do bad movie.
I think he's good. He's the stuff he puts out is enjoyable, and he has a very intense look.
Where's my butcher knives?
Sorry,
When I seen my brother, where he put my knives. Gabriel, where'd you put my knives? Who puts the fucking knives up the windowsill? You trying to kill us all?
I mean, there's a good chance.
Fucking cat climbs up there and shit.
We just watched a Jake Gyllenhaal movie that sucked. Remember which one did we watch? What was it that we watched that just came out?
There's no such thing as a sucky.
I mean, well, you know what? So Victoria and I have been watching a bunch of movies lately, and like they kind of keep on turning out to be like weird B movies. It's a weird thing, but like it happens.
Well, you let her pick the movie. That's probably why my baby mama used to do that shit too. Women
I
just
mean-
don't know movies, bro. That's not their domain.
I actually do a bit on what's the worst movie you've ever watched, because like I have a process to analyze movies. So if it's a scary movie, you have to add at least like 1 or 2 points to the rating on like IMDb. Same with like a fantasy, Marvel movie, action movie. Like they all are deducted certain ways. Like the only ones that are exactly how they are rom-coms, dramas, those ones, whatever the rating is, that's what it is usually.
Yeah,
But-
because critics are gay.
100%. Which is fine, but like that you have
There's
to
nothing wrong with
translate.
being gay, but they
No.
are gay, so that comes with a little bit of territory when they're talking. You know, when they're speaking, that
Yeah.
doesn't. There's a certain thing gay people are right about. There's a certain thing gay people are wrong about. Everybody is wrong and right about certain things.
Well, listen, I'm not going to take advice on shaping my eyebrows from somebody that's not that. So, like, it's fair. I'm not
Exactly.
shaping eyebrows. I do trim because I have a couple stragglers that go real far. But we watched Ambulance. Oh yeah, that was not that great. He did good, but the movie itself not so good.
Ambulance.
Maybe he has student loans, Victoria. You don't know, right? Like Gerard Butler, he puts out all those crappy movies because he's got bad student loans. Fine, that's one of those things.
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler does shitty movies because he has to pay for his student loans. That's we've determined that is factual.
50?
Sorry? Yeah, he's old.
That's a little old to be bitching about student loans.
He doesn't have student loans, obviously, but it's funny that way. Come on, why do you have to ruin my joke? Why do you have to be that way, Kyle?
Oh,
That's
you made
cool.
it up.
Whatever your name is.
I didn't know you made it up. My bad.
No, I didn't make it up. It was on what was it? I think it was Ask Him Anything, and they're like, "Do you have bad student loans that you keep on making shit movies?" Like, no, I just make shit movies. Like, ah, cool, that's fine. Do home movies fall under horror? I mean, it depends. Some of them do. Some of them are just
Like
pornography. What?
Porn?
That's what I said. I'm like, if it's a home movie, it depends on if it's pornography or not. But then, yeah.
I mean, it could still be a horror porn, I guess.
I mean, that's uncomfortable, but I guess there's all sorts out there. What are you gonna do?
There's a market for everything.
In this day and age, like that's what I'm seeing is like, listen, there is a thing to happen for everyone. So realistically, why not? Yeah, I feel like that's one of those things that you have to learn over time is like, what are you comfortable with? Like some people just have wild lives and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's their own choice. So
Right.
you've cut up all the please do not hesitate to mention them in the comments right over there or down here. I'm not sure where they are for you, but please do. And also too, you can always comment after the fact. We try and do some reels. So if you see anything interesting, please let us know what the timestamp was and we'll make a reel of it. Maybe we'll get popular. Who knows? But in the meantime, feel free to like and subscribe to our channels because I'll be honest, we are trying to do more. And the more we get monetized, the better it is for everybody. So I am just waiting for Cole to come back. He should be coming back shortly, everyone, because let's be honest, the internet is a hell of a place. But realistically, we do appreciate all of your involvement in our shows. It makes the world of difference for us because what we're trying to do here is really get around to doing multiple things, right? We have a few different shows talking about various subjects, so we always like dealing with that kind of stuff. Why, hello, sir. Welcome back.
I don't know what happened.
I just assume that somebody hates you and they kicked you off on your own internet.
Russia.
I mean, it makes sense. And in all honesty, we can always just say, damn Spectrum, whatever that means.
I have AT&T, but
Even better, damn AT&T, they're the worst. So
I don't really know. It doesn't. Guess I should read this.
you should definitely read the recipe. That is important. I'm not sure what that sound is, but hey.
So I should. It says I should get my rolling pin. It's gonna take me a minute.
All right. He's going to
No,
cut
I
down.
found it. I
What
found
he's gonna cut down a tree outside and make a rolling pin. Watch him, guys. Just instantly.
Yeah, all Bunyan style.
Paul Bunyan style. That's right. That's how we do it. Okay, everyone. Don't question us. And
I found
remember, all right.
Ooh, I think it's thick enough.
You may want to coat it in flour a little bit so it doesn't stick to everything. That's one of those things that always remember too, guys, is when it comes to dough and rolling things out is if it's too wet, add a little flour. If it's too dry, add a little bit of water. But also too, you have to don't use big things, like just slowly manage it, because what you're trying to do is seal in a specific amount of product, right? And that way it can be managed. I'm not sure what's happening. But yeah, let us know what if you guys like this format or not, and then we'll start changing things to be actively like this, because in the meantime, what we are trying to do is just make sure we reach as many people as possible, because let's be honest, we are well, Cole is monetized. I am in the process of I'm this close to getting monetized, so I'm hoping that I will be soon, and I can only do that with your help, everyone. So please make sure that you watch and enjoy, because let's be honest, things are happening. It's very exciting. All right, what's up with the dough?
Still just like wet.
A little too wet.
But it's like a pound of butter. I don't think a pound means the same thing in Eastern Europe as it does over here.
I mean, just add some extra flour. It'll be fine.
All right, that's what I'm doing.
Because also too, remember, like, it has to all incorporate, so it takes time. That you just got to keep on beating the shit out of it. But you got to knead that dough.
I gotta put my knee in it.
Don't put your knee in it. Just your knuckles. And just keep on hitting it. Hit that bad boy like it owes you money. That's inappropriate, but still, you guys get the picture. Oh God. We traveled around all over Toronto today and outside of Toronto, running errands, Kyle and I.
Yeah, what was that about? What were y'all doing?
Well, so we started the day. I dropped Victoria off at work, and then I drove across the entire city to pick up Kyle.
Pick up Kyle?
Yeah, I had to pick him up. So that was that. And then when we picked him
why
up,
was he so far away?
because that's where he lives and that's where my wife works.
You live on the other side of Toronto now?
Yeah. So
I
like,
thought y'all live close.
well, it's like half hour.
That's not close.
I mean, it's in the same big city. Close enough.
That isn't great, because I wouldn't even go see Joey a lot.
We've seen Cole knead, read, and feed. I mean, that is true.
There we go.
Better?
Yeah, somewhat.
All right, now we're talking. And the whole idea is, I'm assuming you stuff it, close it, and throw it back in the oven?
Yeah.
How long is it supposed to be in the oven? Let me check.
It took 10 minutes. I called bullshit, though.
Follow recipe for venison pastry. There is page 34. No, I don't know where you're going. See index, and that's cream pastries. There. 1 pound sweet butter, 1.5 cups of flour, 1 egg lightly beaten, and half a cup of sugar, cream, butter, sugar, adding. Oh. I don't know which recipe you're using, guy.
Well, it tells you to go like back and forth. It's like go to this page for that recipe, so you can make the shell properly, and then this part's just the meat part. And it's like, okay, this one I don't read fucking. This one I don't read.
I appreciate you, Cole. I appreciate you. I know
You
we ask a lot, and let's be honest. At the same time, you are drinking. So you know what? You're a hero, sir. You're a hero. And if anything, people should.
I mean, I know.
I'm glad. I'm glad. It's important that
I know I'm a hero. I don't really like it.
Give me 1 second. I'll be back. Hold on. I forgot something. In the meantime, talk to me.
Spray this bad boy down a little bit.
Smart.
You already back?
A little bit of that ridiculously large butter. Fine. Hey, I'm back. I barely left. Everyone calm down. There's no need to be all anxious, everyone. Calm down. But yeah. So.
Oh, it's so hot.
All right. So you're throwing it in there. And throwing a little.
All right, let me go in the oven. That was. I doubt it's going to take only 10 minutes. What does it say? What?
Is your oven preheated?
Yeah, of course.
Beautiful. All right. So we have made the dough.
15 minutes. No, let's stand for it. What?
Let's keep an eye.
20 minutes it's going to take. Okay, so I'm going to try to make more.
In it goes.
What does it say? What heat?
It will probably be. Let's see if we can find it together, everyone.
Bake in medium hot.
375.
I'm going 375.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's not even medium hot. This thing goes to like 600. This book is old as shit. Let me tell you.
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Hey, Where is Ark, by the way?
What?
Where's Ark?
Oh,
doing it for him. He ain't even here.
That's correct. I think he's actually in. I think he's on vacation, possibly. I'm not sure.
What the fuck are we doing this then?
Don't ask me.
Fucking like nachos or something.
You make it sound as if I control what people do. Let's be honest.
Okay, but we were doing this episode for him.
Listen. He gave us the book. This is for him. He'll see it at one point. Don't worry.
Really?
I'm just excited to see how it tastes. It should be interesting. Because I've had lots of Polish food in the past, but there's a lot of really good. I find that every culture will have some dish that will be extremely delicious. You know, I'm Greek, so everything Greeks make is delicious. That's just factual. Okay. Listen, don't question me, sir. I'll hunt you down. It's fine. And also, too, if no one else has commented, you should check out Cole's profile and also his Instagram, because he got a new haircut and he looks very fancy. It's very. I feel like there's an important factor to getting a new haircut that makes you definitely feel good. You know, me, all I can do is just shave my head now. That's all. That's the last thing that I can do that'll change my look. Just shave it and look more scary. Who knows? We'll see what happens. All right. You're making more?
Yeah, I'm going to toss another one.
All right, fair enough. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So we went around town, then we ended up going back to Brampton. I went and saw my mom because Kyle was doing stuff. So I dropped him off and went to see my mom. Saw her. That was very enjoyable. So yeah. I mean, then I just got stuck in traffic on the way home, picking up Victoria. Then we got home. It was a day, but we got most of the stuff done. That's a good thing.
Alright, so next I'm gonna make like a sauce for it that I've read about that is supposed to go really good with this.
All right.
It does require butter. And now that I found out what it takes a pound of butter to make this fucking recipe, did they just have butter laying around in Poland in the fucking 50s? Like, they're just like, yeah, it just grows on trees.
One of the things that has been available throughout history has been butter. Just to be clear.
It's not that available now. You charge like $4 for it now.
So,
That's all bullshit.
I mean, but butter's good for you. Also, too, you know what? Actually, here's a question for you, Cole. Do you like buttermilk?
I mean, like, what do you mean like it?
I don't know. I don't remember liking it, but I haven't had it in
It
like
tastes like
30
shit,
years.
but it's really good for like cooking.
Kyle says they had cows, so I mean that makes sense.
They had cows.
They had cows. No, that is where they.
My great grandfather, my mom's grandfather, used to he died in like '08, I want to say, maybe '09. And he used to take cornbread, and that's what his wife made with every meal was cornbread. And he would take her cornbread and dip it in buttermilk, a glass of buttermilk, and eat it just like that. And then when he was done with his buttermilk, when he was done with his cornbread, he would drink the rest. He would like fucking shoot the rest of the buttermilk. I was like,
So this is the thing: is that
he loved it.
if you take heavy cream like whipping cream and
Vinegar.
no, you don't even have to do vinegar. You just start mixing it. Just start mixing it and mixing it and mixing it and mixing it. So it'll whip, but eventually it does turn into butter. So if you press it through a cheesecloth, you'll get all the liquid out of it, and then you'll have butter, and then you'll also have buttermilk. It is completely separated. And but yeah, you can make your own butter technically. It's a real thing.
What does she make whipped cream too?
Sorry?
You make whipped cream that way too.
Yeah, you start, you can whip the cream and then you add sugar and then it'll be whipped cream, or if you just continuously whip it, will eventually turn into butter. It's a very interesting thing. I want to try it.
All the time.
Whipped cream.
Then we need white wine.
Nice. All right. White wine and butter. That's a start to a good sauce.
Right.
Okay. Garlic. Wonderful. I mean, like, listen, guys, if you're not adding garlic and garlic powder, onion powder, garlic, things like that to every meal, like, what are we doing here? It's very important. It's good for you. How you been anyway?
Me?
Yeah, you're the only person I'm talking to.
You can be talking to anybody.
Well, there's also like 20 people watching, so hey, nothing wrong with that. But
oh yeah, appreciate you guys.
yeah, we do. And just remember,
I feel like really tired lately.
I mean,
Every day I wake up and I'm just like, it's time for bed. One thing I'm sleeping well, I think.
well, I've been having that same problem, but it's one of those things that we just have to work through. Have we ever whipped past butter? This will be my Everest. I will find out what comes after butter.
Can't really whip past butter, bro.
I mean, there's a chance that is how you get to the nexus of the universe. Maybe that's how we discover time travel. You have to go past butter. Once you whip butter past butter, it becomes a portal to another dimension.
No, you'll just have torn rotator cuff.
I mean, hi, Angie. How are you? I haven't seen you forever. I hope you're doing very well, Angie. I've missed you. I got to show up to some of your guys' stuff. You can't whip past butter, sir. Oh, in your face. Just so you know, Kyle just said you can't, but Kyle thinks he can. That's how Kyle is going to get superpowers. He went past butter. What did you just put in your sauce?
Some mushrooms.
Mushroom. Interesting. And Kyle says, I am limitless. Well, I mean, that's important.
Did you say you're Leviticus? Oh, limitless.
He said he's limitless, Been hanging in there. Angie, aren't we all? And listen, I hope that you are progressing. I remember you were working out and starting your journey of becoming proactive in your health, which you should be very proud of. I hope you've been doing well. And if you still have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, because I am too. I'm back down in the 260s. For a while, I was, I believe the kids call it living la vida loca. So I was eating like a fat pig, gained some weight, but now I am back down on a downward trend. So who knows, everyone? Hopefully I'll have more than 2 abs. I'm sure they're under there somewhere, but sometimes I'll show everyone at some point. I'm hoping. I got my fingers crossed.
Maybe all fingers crossed.
I mean, that's the exercises that I do. I cross my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you exercise, everyone. It's about doing that. I'm an you're an inspiration, Dino. I mean, probably for evil to most people, Angie, but I try and pretend to be good at least. I explained it to a friend of mine. We went to a rib fest yesterday, Cole, and it's the biggest rib fest in Canada. It was in Burlington. And,
Still not as big as it is in Texas, I imagine.
So interestingly enough, probably not, but like I'm sure a lot of these guys are connected somehow, because a lot of them were doing like different types of barbecue and stuff. So I'm still fighting the good fight, feeling good, looking better. Awesome, Angie. Good for you. You should be proud of yourself, and I'm proud of you too. Because you know what? People talk a lot of shit about losing weight, and the fact is the only real motivator to losing weight and getting in better shape is for your own personal benefit. If it's good for you, you should want to do that. And I feel like that's a lot of the problem with people in general is we don't put ourselves first for anything, which is absolutely insane. Let's be honest. So, but in the meantime, we are.
Where are y'all putting yourself?
Sorry?
Not putting yourself first. Where are you putting yourself?
I mean, well, a lot of times people put themselves last. And that's the problem.
That's pretty dumb.
It is. So, and that's the problem is throughout life, people are trying and encouraged to be like, oh, you know, put this first and put this first. And it's a thing that I heard recently was like, hey, you can't take care of somebody's problems, right? Like that is a bad precedent, and it's not good for a relationship. It's not good for anybody. But if you can say, hey, I'm going to make sure I take care of myself so that you aren't burdened by me. You're like, that's the thing. I'm doing everything I can to make sure I am a benefit to my environment. That means like, look, like a lot of people will wait until the end of the day after work, after all their stuff is done to go work out. First things first, go work out, give yourself 10% of your day first, and then go to work, then go with friends, then do all those other things, right? Those are very, very difficult perspectives to maintain, but ultimately, that's what's important. All right, how are those mushrooms looking? What are we doing?
What are you doing?
I'm doing great, sir.
I mean,
that sauce looks pretty good.
Don't be good, but there's not much to do. We're just waiting on those things.
Exactly. Absolutely, Angie. No, it's one of those things. I think it's important for all of us. We have to try and, it's important to have passion. It gives us direction, but also too, it will push us to do more. And that's, I think, important for all of us, at least, on the grand scheme of things. So, what is that?
That is the root of celery.
The root of celery. Interesting.
Yeah, we're clicking on some farmland countries that had nothing and they got invaded because all they had was farm. So yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, just cut the end off of that and put it in there.
Listen.
Who cares if it tastes like dirt?
I mean, you're not
Dirt
wrong.
is the flavor.
So, yeah, it's the flavor of beets, dirt flavor. I want to make potato chips that are beet flavored, just so people can eat it and be like, this tastes like dirt. Be like, yeah, you're welcome. That's it. That's how it works. They're beet chips. All dirt. There's dirt.
Dude, if we made a hammer and cheese style potato chip and sold it, we'd be fucking banking, bro.
So I did come upon a hot sauce company today.
Oh yeah.
I did. So I'm gonna go check out their website and see what they can finagle, because I'll happily start doing that. They have beet chips, yeah, and they taste horrible. They are delicious. No, you're a liar. Okay, Victoria, we both know it. Beets taste like dirt, and that is factual. So I noticed you're
What?
drinking from a.
Potatoes taste like dirt.
Why don't potatoes like this? Yeah, potatoes taste like heaven.
Potatoes
And
do taste like dirt.
no, they don't. Taste great.
Yes, they do.
Beets.
Dirt is a good flavor.
That's because you ate dirt as a child, sir.
No, I didn't.
It was watery dirt. Your mom called it soup. No, I'm just kidding. She didn't do that.
I watched a baby eat dirt one time. It wasn't my baby. It was somebody else's baby. Just watched it. I was
Okay.
in charge of it. I was like 14. And they're like, "Here, watch this baby for me. I'm gonna go up the store." I'm like,
And you just let him
"Okay."
eat dirt? Nice.
And then the baby just started eating dirt. And I was like, "Don't do that." And the baby would look at me like offended.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Just don't eat dirt, because then your parents are gonna blame me."
Rightfully so. Let's
And the baby didn't even like flinch, or not. Like the baby had done that before. It looked like,
did not give a shit, eh? Victoria, what is
That was-
palm aligo?
that baby is probably graduated by now. This is
Well-
probably a grown child or grown adult now.
Let's see.
That's how old I am.
Ooh. Okay. So, Cole, Victoria suggested palm aligo. Now, palm aligo is they're like ridiculously super buttery, cheesy, creamy mashed potatoes, but to the point where it's like it's a thing. It's ridiculous. But
Why does it got a special name?
because French people are monsters. That's basically what it is.
Dude, I fucking shared this meme the other day. I don't know if you saw it, but it was that scene after Anakin Skywalker killed Mace Windu in Revenge of the Sith, and he's like, "What have I done?" And it's like the caption was God after he made French people.
I mean, it's factual. Yeah, it's more cheese than potato. Is that palm aligo? And Kyle says, "Grown, yes. Graduated seems less likely from the dirt eater."
Probably.
I mean, that isn't. Yeah, that is true. But I mean, hey man, it's one of those things. I don't know.
You like to hope, right?
I mean, this is the thing: is I've seen smart people fail and dumb people succeed. I've seen people that are good.
People, like, I've met so many dumb people that are like, I have like a master's degree. I've met so many dumb people who excel in like academics. It's the craziest shit. It's the craziest. And I've met so many smart people who know a lot of stuff but are really good at like engineering and like can figure out anything, any problem you need or have, they can figure out a way. And they didn't even graduate high school. They're like, I don't even have a GED. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with our education system?
I think there is a huge difference between people who desire knowledge versus people who are forced to learn, you know? Like if you're thirsty for knowledge, like no one can stop you from learning. And then you can go so far, right? Like you in cooking, realistically, you're like, oh, I want to learn this. You went, got jobs, you did stuff like you.
Yeah, I'm like Rain Man when it comes to food.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's the whole idea, right? Like if you thirst for knowledge, there's always something to learn, right? And especially with this is like, there's even, I remember we were talking with I brought, actually Victoria found this, it was like a gastronomy set that you could like do all sorts of like chemical reactions with food. Like it was specifically meant for food. And then he showed his buddy who's a physics teacher for a high school. And he was like, I so want to do all of this stuff. And I'm like, it's super cool stuff because like the way you change the chemicals and everything, like you can make some really cool stuff. Hi, Kyle and Victoria. I jumped over here to say hello, and we appreciate you, Angie. We appreciate you greatly. It's one of those things where it's always nice to have people watching. But how is that pie looking? Because it's been in for about 20 minutes now.
Actually, it's only been in for 15. So
You're a old person.
got 5 more minutes.
How's it look?
And I would be willing to say that based off the way it looks, it's got at least 5 more minutes.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna flip it. Looks terrible.
I'm sure it's fine.
Ooh, that side looks good.
All right.
Probably a little more butter.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, Paul Maligo is definitely something we may look into. It usually, interesting. Also, too, I may
come up with something for real this time because it's been a while since you come up with like a legit recipe. The last couple times you're like, oh, you want to do like a Wendy's like copycat recipe?
Why are you so mean to me? Can I ask you that? Why do you? I'm like,
Because I
hey,
didn't have a father, bro.
yeah, you can only use that like 7 times a year on me, okay? I don't think it's fair that you use it every conversation. It's not like it's like when Kyle's like, "Hey, you're my best friend. Can we do something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but you can't. We just do something. You don't have to leverage me. We're just friends. It's cool."
I'm not leveraging you for anything. I'm just saying that's why.
Ham and Cheese Radio will just let you know how it looks. That's factual, yeah. He hasn't turned the camera. We can't see anything. He's just gonna look at our pretty faces for the meantime. He was asking why you didn't show the pastry. You just
It's not done yet. That's why.
It'll be done soon, Kyle. Be patient, okay?
I'm not showing you why. It's like I hate it. Okay, I used to be a carpet installer. Okay, this is why I hate it when people come in and ask me how is it looking when it's not done yet. They'll come in the room when it's not even anywhere near done and be like, "God, it looks like shit." Yeah, because it's not done. Like, you fucking asshole, get out of here.
So
I know it's your house, but shit. Like,
you know what? Every time I've met somebody who was a carpet installer that was like working on something like at her house or whatever, every time it's like, "Hey, do you want a beer?" And they're like, "I'd love one." Is it never? Every other type of worker has been like, "No." They're like every other type of worker is like, "Oh, maybe when I'm done." But a carpet installer is like, whenever you offer,
you
want a shot?
There has definitely been time. I'm not gonna name my boss, but because I might be going and doing side work for him again in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been times where we would just pop edibles. His big day, he liked to drink. He got me on White Claws. So like yeah, like during the job, yeah, you can do that job drunk. You totally can. Like I've seen it done.
It's very labor intensive, but I'm like, it's not rocket science. You like just measure it and put it in. It's not like
it's kick it that way. Now kick it that way. That's it. That's it just takes a long ass time. That's all.
Yeah. Like once everything's measured and cut, you're like, all right, just kick it in. Just kick, and then you're like, all right. And honestly, halfway through, I could use a shot too. That's fair.
There was one time where I cut myself trying to cut carpet, and I went and cleaned myself up, right? And then we had this new guy who knew my boss who went and tattled on me because he was gunning for my job, right? So he went and tattled on me, and John, my boss, was like, "Okay, he does that sometimes, like whatever." And then not 15 minutes later, I cut myself again. And then he went down. He's like, "Okay, he doesn't do that." Like, oh my god,
yeah,
it was a fun job.
I mean,
it was during some dark times, but it was a fun job.
I mean, like, look, that's the best part about it is like a fun job is a fun job. Like, it is worthwhile to do, right? But that's why you gotta try.
I mean, the job wasn't fun. It was just the people.
But that's every time that has like no job. Let's be clear. There is not a job in existence that is fun in and of itself. But if you have a reliable manager, you have fun coworkers, and everyone is actually at least putting in a bit of effort, you'll have a good time. But it's when people who are completely lazy and useless, and they're like, I don't understand why everyone doesn't like me, because you don't do anything, asshole. That's it. Because we have to do your work and you still get paid. Go to hell.
That's not even totally true, if I'm honest, because I've worked on jobs where like I've had some of my fucking best fucking friends at the job didn't do shit. And there were days where I was like, man, I'm kind of irritated that I'm working with you today. And they're like, why?
You didn't do anything.
We're fucking awesome together. I'm like, well, you don't do shit. And they're like, yeah, but that's the best part. And I'm like,
no, it's not.
You're not wrong, I guess. But at the same time, like, I want to get out of here at a reasonable hour.
I mean, right? I don't think that's a lot to ask. You're like, listen, if you're gonna, I don't mind like dicking around every so often, but like you still have stuff to do.
Right.
It's one of those things. But
I think that's just kind of why I got out of work, like employment. You know what I mean? Like having to work with people who suck.
Well,
you know?
If you get mad at your supervisor, it's yourself. So now you can't really. You can get mad at yourself though. It's just not going to go anywhere.
Now I just get mad at like why people aren't spending money. You know, like these motherfucking broke ass motherfuckers. Poors.
Yeah.
Goddamn Joe Biden's America. What is Kyle triggered about?
You know what the worst part is? Like, the least he could have done is if he's going to ruin the economy, at least provide like universal basic income so everyone could still at least spend money. You're like, hey man, at least all of us could be spending money like idiots, and not just one person.
I've been saying that for years. Universal basic income, $2,000 a month.
Well, yeah, they just finished a study in, I think it was in the Netherlands.
They finished one in California.
And they ended up half homeless. It's fine.
California.
It was somewhere in Europe. They finished a study. It was like a few years, and they found that it only it did not stop people from working, because that has been the argument: is if there's universal basic income, people aren't going to want to work. And you're like, that is 100% not true. The difference is that because they can do things like, oh, I don't need to worry about food and rent, everything else, like I have to worry about other stuff. So now I can
probably start a fucking business now, you know?
Well, you have the authority to say, okay, well, I'll have a roof over my head and food to eat. I may not be able to do stuff, but then like I'll work towards that goal, right? Like it's just one of those things. So, all right, everybody. This is the time we've been waiting for. It's very exciting.
Get there. I could burn the shit out of myself.
Hey, we all saw it happen, and I'm telling you, it was one of the greatest times in TV ever. Because, yeah, well, and listen, everyone. Now, if you ever see a fingerprint like that with a line right through it, you'll know it was Cole.
I'm proud of everybody tonight.
Listen, hope you don't use your fingerprint to open your phone, because that's not there anymore, sir.
Why would I use that dumb shit? So they can have my fingerprint?
Hey, man, just listen. You don't want to start this argument. Trust me. They already know where we all are. They know what we're looking at. I think it'll be funny when they shut off everything. It'll be great. We'll go back to like just tilling fields and cracking wise. It'll be fun. What's up, Serge? We are making a very unique dish. We are using, I'll show you right now, Serge, because we are using this book sent by one of our other viewers, and this is the recipe is pastry of wild duck but we're using chicken because we couldn't find duck. And that's we didn't
I just didn't want to go fucking
Cole didn't want to go downtown to Chinatown so he could get duck, which it's understandable, but all right. How are we looking, sir?
Yeah, I really got myself, man. My finger is like on fire.
Oh, you're put some ketchup or run it under warm water.
I'm gonna put mustard on it.
Or yeah, mustard. I've heard salt also helps too.
I'm not listening to you. You're not a cook.
Nope, just the face of a murderer. That's all I got. I do like cooking though. I'm hoping so. In the next few weeks, I will have access to a kitchen. Actually, not the next few weeks. A little bit later in the month,
You've been
but
saying that for fucking like almost this entire season.
this is not at my house. This is somewhere else. So
Oh,
Uh,
you just gave up on your house.
yeah, no. I still have a lot of stuff to do, but it's also too like I was expecting to have more work this month, so I don't. So now I'm trying to do other stuff so that I can attempt to get it done.
I get the light. I'm gonna send you a picture.
Yes, sir.
Where the fuck is my light?
I mean,
Oh, that tastes like mustard.
do you mean your finger? Is your finger that
Yeah.
there?
Where's my light? I just had it. You know, I had to ask for a picture
Of course.
for something else that doesn't fucking normally go in the store in the show. And I can't find my light anywhere. Damn it!
That's
You
a-
know.
Kyle says mustard, ketchup, and don't forget the bun for your finger dog.
My light is legit just gone. Where the fuck is my light? Alright. Guess I'm just turning the light on. Lights
All right.
on.
It'll be good. Don't worry. All will be well. Let's be honest, everyone. The idea behind all this is specifically that we are going to have a wonderful pastry filled with various things, and we have that sauce too. It's very exciting. So
Yeah, this lighting sucks.
Maybe if you move it to the middle of the room. No, I don't know. Why are you making me the bad guy here? I'm trying to give you help.
You are the bad guy. That's why. I didn't have to make you the bad guy. You just are.
Am I? Am I the bad
Yeah.
guy? Maybe.
You made me take a picture earlier.
Mm.
All right, I sent you a picture. God damn, that hurts. Fuck.
Bro, that looks really good. Good. All right, hold on. I'm going to show a picture.
I tell you, this is underdone.
Is it? All right. This is the picture, everyone. It looks good. How underdone?
Let's find out.
I'm going to find out, everybody. See?
Not bad.
Not
If
bad?
you're the only one eating it,
It's what?
you don't have to tell it. If you're the only person eating it, you don't have to tell anyone else that it's underdone.
That's true. Kyle says Cole is going home to hit drunk.
What does that even mean?
I mean, you're at that point where you're going to look for some action.
Oh, well,
Victoria
do
says-
that anyway.
Victoria says it looks very tasty and the dough looks quite pale. Yeah.
You look pale, Victoria.
That's a compliment to her. She's like, thank you so much. So,
Oh, is she one of those people, those like minorities that wants to be white?
and no,
It's not all it's chalked up to be.
that is not. What the hell? What the hell? All right. So, the results are that the dough needed a little bit more. You're gonna make a few more and throw them in for the rest of your family.
I might.
Might make a giant pie. It'll be fine. So, our first
I bought
attempt.
some other stuff just in case this didn't turn out right, because I know how I am with dough.
So, we should have done soup. That's. Yeah.
Yeah, because you were being wishy-washy. You're like, I was like, so what did Eric want? You're like, he said a soup, but we can make anything. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pick something that I know I'm gonna fuck up on purpose, just because like
I mean,
you wouldn't fucking be a man and like dig your
What?
heels in.
I mean, Kyle, that's a fair point. If Amy doesn't steal it, it seems like it's a fail. That's.
I
Hey,
actually ate at work.
this is the clip. Just so you know, if your mom doesn't steal it, we know the dish isn't that great. That's okay. That's
She didn't even try it though. So
Didn't even try. Well, listen, that should brown it up real well. I mean, yeah, throw it in. It's you can air fry the dough right now.
Do the air fryer.
Yeah, she's like, just air fry it.
I need to clean my air fryer out.
I mean, that's why you get those that silicone thing. Just pop it in, it'll be fine.
It's not bad. It's a little sour, and I don't know what's causing it. The vinegar, maybe.
Yeah. Well,
I'm like, why did he ask for vinegar?
it is at 1 hour and 14 minutes. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate you. Easy. What are you trying to start a gun show? What's going on here? Wait.
It's hot, bro.
That's the Polish vodka talking, everybody. So, everyone, that has been the first attempt. If we, you know what though, I assume you're gonna try again with the dough after hours, maybe. Like what you have, you're gonna try
I'm
and do.
done tonight, bro. I'm tired. There's a lot of dough left. My brothers can make it. Like
Kyle says, just got hotter. There you go. That's how that works, baby. All right, everybody. Oh, easy. Come on. Don't make
fuck
me
that
take off.
bitch. This is Poland.
Anyways, thank you everyone for watching. This has been Hammered and Cheese. We will make a second attempt at this, and if we try again with this recipe, we will send more pictures. So please follow us online everywhere else, and we are definitely going to be cutting this and clipping it and letting you know how it goes. So thank you so much. And in the meantime, follow us everywhere. I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel. This guy over here is Sniffing Glue 22, Chef Boyardee's Nuts, and we will see you guys next week. Have a good night.